Hello folks and welcome, Linux Mint 22 Cinnamon. Today I'm going to talk about a graphic application, something that has to do with, adjusting images. So Gimp is the name of the application, and I am going to give you an example of Gimp today using images that you can manipulate using stuff like that. And the original image kind of looks like that. Or if you decide to use some fancy stuff, I'm not sure which one of these is that one, but this one here kind of looks like paint strokes. The tool I'm going to talk about today is called Gimp-gmic-qt, and you can probably see the extensiveness of the filters in here. This is made for a 64-bit computer. I'll give you the details in a second, so you can see what that looks like. Welcome folks, filming in 1080. Adjust your YouTube player if necessary. The subscription logo is in the corner. I've been accused of talking too much. I've been accused of talking too fast. I've been accused of talking too slow. One of the things I want the internet trolls to understand is there are viewers all over planet Earth. Some of them are non-English speaking folks. Sometimes I speak a little slower and repeat myself because I am cognizant to those type of folks. Okay, I'm also, English is my second language, and I do get that. So when you leave me messages and you decided to be nasty and say that you're speaking too fast or too slow, please be aware that there are other users watching this around planet Earth that may be non-English speaking. That's all I'm going to say on that, and thank you for understanding. If you type in GIMP in your software manager, you will end up with something like that. Maybe yours is already installed, and maybe yours is not. GIMP is very similar to Photoshop. It's called GNU Image Manipulation Program. Currently, Software Manager for Linux Mint 22. These are the thumbnails, and they're in a foreign language. When you install that, if it's not installed, it'll ask you to install language packs. If it came installed during install, you may not have paid attention to it. This is a system package. It has the Linux Mint logo. This is Flatpak version. It's not installed. This is version 2.10.38. This is 2.10.36. There's not a major difference. 274 megabytes, 1.2 gigabyte download. Self-contained software. Now, let's go back to here. When you type in the word GIMP, you will end up with a whole bunch of entries in here. A lot of them are extras or filters or tools. This one here is the one we're going to be talking about today, and it's got a cute little logo. All right, so it's called Gimp-gmic. Magic for Image Computing GIMP plugin. It's got very high reviews here and also by myself. This is a very nice tool. You don't have it installed by default. You will have to install it. You will have to install it. I'm saying it twice. So yes, I'm repeating myself quite often in some cases. I do that on purpose because we have some non-English speaking folks viewing this. Now I'm going to move on. Graphics, GIMP. Let's open up that same image I was playing with earlier. I think it was that one. So Painter Hat Guy is what I call that, and I got that from wallpaperswide.com. The logo is actually in the corner. So this is a 1920 by 1080, the same screen res I'm filming in. Screen resolution. Holding down my control key on my keyboard, While using my computer mouse with the scroll wheel, I can zoom in. Just an extra tool tip for you. So what I want to do is apply a filter after we install this Gimp-gmic-Qt. And I want you to see the interface. It's quite extensive. So clicking the arrays and titles, this would be one example for you. I'll apply the filter and you can see all the settings in here. They are adjustable. Now you can see one example. I'm going to hold down the control key and hit Z for zebra, as one would say, to undo that. Control Z. I will apply the next filter. And this time I'm not going to hit apply. I'm just going to let you see the thumbnail. This is mirrored. The actual logo that you see in the corner down here, this would be the logo that appears right here where it says wallpaperswide.com, is mirrored in the center. It's a flip image, in other words. Not all of these filters you may like, but there are quite a few of these. And you're probably wondering, what kind of system do I have? Well, let me just get this out of the way. I have Terminal sitting here. If you watched any of my videos in the last year, I have 500 videos. One of the things you can do really quickly is type in the word free. It's 32 gigs of RAM. If you don't know how to read that, you can also use the arrow key, put a space, and put a little bit of an H on the end. It's still 32 gigs no matter what. So I have lots of RAM on this machine. What about the rest of the hardware? I normally use INXI for that. Just so I can show you this, folks. What is the -BigFXE? If you're a fan of my old channel, which is now closed, 450 videos, I use that quite often. What's in the box? Well, it's Linux Mint 22, desktop, motherboard here. We don't really care about that. It's using an AMD Ryzen 7. So I got a fairly decent processor. That's all I'm going to convey to you folks. So that's why it's processing these in a fairly expedient manner. Okay. So if you want that, for instance, hit apply. You can adjust the filters on the tiles, and that's what you end up at. Holding down the control key, scrolling backwards. Scrolling forward, scrolling back. Holding down the control key, hitting Z, going back to the original. Hopefully you've seen some of my videos when you're working with your file manager. Hold down the control key and scroll back and forth on your computer mouse. Okay, so this is the first time you ever seen my videos. You may want to check and do a subscribe and take a look at some of them. I do basic videos. I'm not into subscribers. I'm not into thumbs up or none of that. If you don't like my videos, you go to another channel. I try to present all the material on my videos with whatever I'm doing. And I give you examples, and that's what I'm doing here today. Okay? So I'm actually working only on one category right now. It's called arrays. I'm going to flip that over to artistic and let you see some of the, and I'll use Brushify. It's a weird title. Holding down the control key, I can zoom in on his thing here and zoom out. If I have this tool turned on, I can grab it and move it around. I'm going to apply the filter with the existing settings. Keep in mind, I can change all this. And you're going to see the outcome in a second. This is graphic intensive. That's why I presented the CPU and memory information earlier. Okay. And that's what the outcome looks like. Control Z to go back to the original image. Okay. So basically you have a ton of tools. When you are working with this tool here, okay, and I'm going to apply the filter one more time. And let's say you want to save this image. I'm waiting for it to process. It's very graphic intensive. Okay, at least this filter is. I normally don't use save or save as. Why is that? Well, if I do a save, it's going to save that in XCF. Do you like those kind of file formats? Most people don't. They're used to maybe JPEGs, kind of like what your digital cameras save as, or PNG. So what you want to do is an export. Okay, and I'm going to export that image as the same name, 12 JPEG, but I'm not going to save it in Sam's Pictures. I'm going to dump it on his desktop, Sam's desktop. Sam is just a made-up name. Export. All right, so we have another dialog box. Do you know what joint photographic group is? Otherwise known as JPEG. If not, JPEG is normally compressed. The lower the quality, the greenier it gets. Greenier, bad quality. The less compression you have, like 100, is the better quality, if one would call it. Safely, I can go probably around 90. It makes my file smaller, but I still lose information. But 90% is probably not discernible by the human eyeball. So what I'm going to do is export that to Sam's desktop at 90% quality using JPEG. Okay, there's the thumbnail. I'm going to click on that and hit the space bar. You do know how to do that, right? That's the full-size image. And you can see the patterns in here. And you can actually see that part of that is now kind of blocked out because of the fact that used to say wallpapers.com. Because I'm using that brush stroke thing. If I double click, that's a different tool. This is now XViewer. I will need to hold down the Alt key. Hold down the Alt key while scrolling with my computer mouse to make that bigger. I'm going to use Alt and F4 to close that image and go back to the tool and hit Control Z to go back to the original image and hit Filters and that tool. There is quite an extensive list of stuff you can do. Not all of these tools you're going to like. All I'm saying is that was just one area of this tool that is called that Gimp-QT. You can see how versatile this tool is. It also has a lot of different customizable settings. I'm at 13 minutes and I'm going to do a discard and say thank you for watching.